Silent Night, Bloody Night. This is a horror slasher released sometime in November 1972, starring Patrick O'Neill, John Carradine, and Walter Adel, and produced by Jeffrey Kovitz and Amy Artsy, and directed by Theodore Gershony, who also did some other films like Kamek, Rosebud, and Stephen King's Golden Tales. So basically, Silent Night, Bloody Night is the story of a lawyer and his girlfriend basically moving to this new gothic looking mansion around Christmas time, and just to, just in time of the holidays, and then there's like weird townspeople and stuff, and but then they realize they're getting stalked by a killer who slowly starts taking out the townspeople and eventually stalks them in their own mansion. And he has a hatchet and stuff. But there is one twist where they learn that the mansion is also formerly an insane asylum. So they're not sure who the killer is and why they're doing it. But they have to figure it out and try to survive. So yeah, this film was a precursor to all the slasher craze of the 80s and the holiday slashers. This is before Black Christmas and stuff like that. It's one of the very few holiday horror films ever created. And it was interesting reading the backstory on this film because most of them, people that worked on it, never worked on a film before. The writer who wrote it never wrote a screenplay before. The director barely did anything at all film wise. And this was his like first attempt at it, and the actors and actresses were like just starting out, and were Andy Warhol wannabes, as some people put it. So yeah, it's pretty interesting reading up behind the scenes and stuff of this. The film itself is actually pretty eerie, has a creepy atmosphere, and an interesting setup. It has definitely a grindhouse type film feel to it from like the 60s and 70s, around that era, so I'm not surprised at that. And it has very artistic scenes in it where it's definitely something completely different than I was expecting. I was expecting like a don't answer the phone type deal, but no, this one was an artistic slasher film with a lot of cool shots. They even tried to do like a black and white 20-minute like past scene near the end of showing them about the insane asylum and stuff, which is actually pretty interesting and dark and a little bit disturbing too, because the violence in this film has some like realism to it and stuff like that. So that was pretty appealing and stuff. Some of the characters aren't too well fleshed out though. It's not. Some of them are a little one-dimensional, I guess you could say. And overall, though, it was still an interesting watch. Quite interesting. Uh, yeah, but overall, I thought it was a decent film, but not like the greatest thing ever. But still, it was still pretty interesting, and I think a lot more people should check this out because it's definitely, you don't see films like this anymore, and it's a cool little 1970s like horror capsule, I'd say, because you could definitely see traces of where like Halloween, or where ideas for Halloween, Black Christmas, and all that came from and stuff. So from small films like this, don't expect a big budget or very well shot scenes or anything like that. This is not it. This is like your equivalent to shot on video almost type deal. But yeah, it's still a really good film, and a nice, good slasher film for Christmas. So yeah, Silent Night, Bloody Night gets a 3 out of 5 from me. 3 out of 5 because, well, it was pretty decent, but it could have been a lot better. But just from like the resources they had and stuff like that, it's still good for what it is, and definitely I think a lot more people need to check it out. So make sure you share this video and like it, and also make sure you check out my Instagram down below, because that's where I post clips of films that I review in the future on my story. And make sure and I also put the title of the film in a hashtag hidden somewhere in the video, so you can keep up to date with it. Try to find out I do that for fun. So yeah. Or I also post the genre of film in there in the video too. So if it's a film that you're not really, or if it's a type of film that you're not into or anything like that, you're aware of it. So yeah, make sure you follow me on Instagram, stay in the loop. Also, the link down below is the trailer for this film if you really want to check it out. It's a little corny, but doesn't do the film justice, I think. So, but yeah, it's down there if you want to check that out too. Also, make sure you subscribe, because you usually never know what the hell I'm going to talk about next. So make sure you subscribe. Comment down below if you've seen this. Let me know your opinions on it. I'd love to hear about that. And if you have any other films that you want to hear my opinions on, comment those down below too. I'll try my best to get some as soon as I can. But Silent Night, Deadly Night is actually a pretty good Christmas movie. So, also, the soundtrack is really good in this. So, yeah, definitely give it a go. And till the next review, have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all that kind of fun stuff. And I'll see you in the next review.